Well, welcome to this week's Herb of the Week with me, your host and instructor, Stephanie Georgia. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing your valuable time with me. And also, welcome to all new subscribers and a big thank you to longtime watchers. I so enjoy our interactions. So for this week's Herb of the Week, we are going to enter the wonderful world of fungi, or the fancy word for mushrooms, mycology, with lion's mane mushrooms. And it's interesting, the background slide for this, to me, it looks like a waterfall. It doesn't look like a lion's mane, but that's just me. And this is a very popular herbal supplement, as well as a delicious mushroom to add to anything you could possibly imagine that you would use mushrooms for. But it's also really good as a meat substitute for gourmet vegans who want to go beyond tofu and seitan for their sandwiches and such. So lion's mane, or Hericium araceus, excuse me, commonly known as lion's mane mushroom. That's easier for me to say. Bearded tooth fungus, which I think is a neat way to say that, and bearded hedgehog, which I think is fun, is an edible mushroom belonging to the tooth fungus group. Apparently, there's tooth fungi groups. And this is native to North America, Europe, and Asia. And it can be identified by its long spines and the fact that it occurs on rotting hardwoods and its tendency to grow in a single clump of dangling slides. Now, the botanical drawing here kind of looks like a take on Mars Attacks, Martian heads, or a very pretty cauliflower. But it's really a unique looking mushrooms. Now, the fruit bodies, which is basically the mushroom part of it, are harvested for culinary use, and they're mainly produced annually from August to November. And we'll learn a little bit more about the medicinal qualities in this, but a phenomena that has been noted may give a little hint to some of the medicinal properties of lion's mane. And it has been observed to fruit intermittently for 20 years on the same dead tree. So I guess this will put to rest the entire beating a dead horse issue when it comes to dead trees and mushrooms. Now, Hericium araceus is known in Japan as Yamabushitaki, and it's also known in Chinese as Hotogu, and it means monkey head mushrooms. I guess the monkey heads in China look like that, I guess. But in traditional Chinese medicine, this is sweet and neutral. Those are the qualities. And they basically say that this is a 5 inner organ benefit herb, which means it goes to all 5 of the main, what we call yin organs, or the inner organs, and that's heart, liver, spleen, lungs, and kidneys. And it's just really good. It's very treasured in traditional Chinese medicine, especially for its culinary offerings, and a lot of teas and things that we would consider soups or stir fries, they actually consider medicinal in Chinese medicine. So this is something that they would give you if you needed it. And it's also known as mountain treasure. And it's rich in nutrients and in amino acids, polysaccharides, vitamins, and minerals. And a lot of the qualities that are given to this fungi are what we would consider modern. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's given for weak conditions. So anybody that's aging or is suffering from recovering from a long-term illness, this is something you would get. But it also is used to promote longevity. And I think the 20 years on the dead tree is probably why that this herb got that quality associated with it. But it's also very good in aiding digestion. And it tonifies the heart and brain. It heals wounds. It regenerates flesh, which basically means it heals wounds. It supports the liver, spleen, heart, lung, and kidneys. And it's also really good and used a lot in Chinese medicine to improve cognitive function, memory, concentration. So it's really, really a wonderful, wonderful herb. Now, in modern traditional herbal medicine, a lot of the same properties that you would use it for in traditional Chinese medicine, they just don't assign all sorts of things to it. And it's showing very good, promising research for helping prevent and also treat cancer. It's very good for the immune system. That's fancy word, immunomodulating. Hypolipidemic means it helps lower fats in your blood. So if you have excess blood fats, if you have a heart condition, you need to be careful about your fat intake. This is a good thing to take on a regular basis. It's very high in antioxidants, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so healing. And it's sort of counterintuitive, something, that's white and grows off of dead trees. You usually think of antioxidants associated with, multicolored fruits and vegetables, but here's something white that has that products. It's also neuroproductive, which means it's really good for the nervous system and the brain. And it's antimicrobial. It's a vulnerary, which means it heals skin wounds. It's very good for lowering blood pressure, lowering blood sugar. It's an anti-inflammatory. And there's all kinds of things that this is, they do a lot of studies on this, and there's very good evidence that this can prevent Alzheimer's. So if you have Alzheimer's in your family, this is a good thing to incorporate in your diet on a regular basis or take it as a supplement. It's also, because it's really good for the nervous system, they're using it for help with depression. It's also really good for things like dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, anxiety. It's very good for the digestion. So it's really good to take if you have something like irritable bowel syndrome, if you have poor digestion. And some practitioners say that it helps with concentration. And some of the products on the market, especially the tinctures, they will suggest that you do lion's mane, like for people who are studying for exams, or AD, attention deficit disorder, helps you concentrate, all those things. And there's really not a bad thing that it does. Now, the chemical constituents of lion mane, this mushroom is rich in some physiologically important components, especially beta glucan polysaccharides. And that's what this looks like. But this is really, really very good for you. And it's beta glucans, heterosilans, diterpenoids, palmitic acid, 3-tol, D-arabinitol amino acids, polypeptides, sterols, potassium, zinc, iron, and selenium. I don't see partridge in a pear tree, but it's just got a ton of stuff in there. But the beta glucans are the ones that scientists and pharmacists feel is the aspect of this that is so healing, particularly to the nervous system. Now, how do you take this? Well, lion's mane mushrooms are available over the counter, and you can get it in tablet form. So you can make a powder out of this, and you can press it and then make it into a powder. You can get it in capsules. Now, the Gaia's herbs, I really like Gaia's herbs, mainly because they have standardized extracts put into gel caps, which are easily digested. And because it's in a liquid form, it tends to go into your system quicker. So I really like that. You can get it in tincture form. There's all kinds of wonderful mushroom products in tinctures. You can also get it in powder form. And some people really like to add this, to soups, like as a soup stock, or if you want to get all the benefits, you can put it in your morning smoothies or however you want to do it. And there's no real rule of thumb in terms of dosages because it's such a gentle herb and it's such a beneficial plant, fungi, that there really are no side effects that anybody has noticed. And there's been no reported problems. If there are, which are super rare, it's because the person is allergic to fungus. So they're allergic to mushrooms in general. And you know who you are. And I feel sad for you because I think fungi are just incredibly delicious. So there's all these different ways. Now, another fun way to do this is to cook with them, and they're just delicious. And it's really kind of fun to watch what the vegan people are doing to try and mimic meat dishes. And for lots of people, they can't do soy, so they can't do tofu. And this seitan, which is basically wheat gluten, obviously there are a lot of people that can't do that. So what to do? Well, mushrooms. And there are so many wonderful mushrooms on the market. But the lion's mane is really a good quote unquote meat or fish substitute. And some people say, oh, it definitely tastes like, scallops or shrimp or something. And other people say, no, it doesn't taste like anything. It's really what you put on it. Now, there's a vegan chef I follow. I'm not a vegan, but I'm vegan friendly, which means I really enjoy vegan dishes because they're so creative. And also, I'm just trying to eat less meat and animal products. So, vegan chef I follow on YouTube has transformed a chicken farm into a mushroom farm. And he does all sorts of interesting things with various sorts of mushrooms. And his name is Derek Sarno. And his videos are amazing. And I'm most interested in his mushroom farm, but his cooking videos are really quite good. They're very complicated. These are not, quick meals, because the things that he does to all sorts of vegetables and mushrooms to make them taste so amazing, there's a lot of prep work, but it's certainly well worth it. I've done a few of his vegetables. Since I'm in Bulgaria, we do have access to quite a bit here, but a lot of specialty mushrooms, they're just not available. So I just drool over Derek Lyon's main videos, but I have done some of his other things, specifically with celery root, and I've never been disappointed in anything. So I have a link in the program notes, and I have also got a couple recipe collections in the program notes on how to cook with this. Now you can grow lion's mane if you've got a bunch of dead trees that you don't know what to do with. You can start growing mushrooms. You can order kits, grow kits. Or if you have a dead tree log and you have a basement that's kind of scary that you don't want to put other things in, you can just put a bunch of dead tree logs in your basement and go to town, as they say. You can be really fancy. Sometimes people grow things in jars. They grow them on buckets. They grow them on dead trees. And I've got a couple links, really fun links. They're worth visiting, even if you don't want to do this. It's called North Spore, and it's a Spore to Fork company in Maine. And there's another wonderful farm kits that you can order from a place in Finland. Their website is incredible. And one of my favorite publishers, you've heard me talk about them before, and there's a link in the program notes. And this book is also worth every penny. And I would not do this on an ebook. I would definitely get a hard copy of this. And it's called Organic Mushroom Farming and Mycoremediation by Trad Cotter. And again, it's in the program notes. I have never grown mushrooms, never. So all I can do is read these things and dream of better days, as they say. Hopefully, when I get a little settled, I would like to actually start growing mushrooms because I really enjoy them. So however you want to use this magnificent fungi, either in your cooking or if you have some sort of issue that would help, I would definitely recommend taking it. This is an incredible gift from nature, definitely. So I hope you can come to appreciate this lion's mane for the amazing gift that it is. This is Stephanie Georgiev saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. And make sure to check out the links in the program notes. There are quite a bit this time, but there's a lot to cover. And until next time, be well.